song.
I gotta get this video in while the lighting's good. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, if you are not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, and this is Ray's Corner. So diving right into the video, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna talk about what friends really are. Because recently I went through a friendship breakup. You would know that if you watched my last video. If you haven't, you should go check it out. Anywho, basically I was friends with this girl. We're gonna name her Mandy. I was friends with Mandy for about 2 years. We went through a lot together, and our friendship ended like 5 days ago. it's very fresh. Has not been super, like, it wasn't a long time ago. This happened very, very recently. So Mandy and I, like I said, were friends for 2 years. We knew each other in high school. We kind of had a very similar friend group, but her and I were never really actually friends. So after high school, her and I become pretty good friends. We reconnected at a kind of get-together reunion with some of our chorus friends. Super fun, and her and I clicked really instantly. And let me just say and preface this, I am still best friends with her former best friend. So that just says a lot. I'm just gonna leave that where it is. Anyway, Mandy and I became really close really quickly. We had a lot of great conversations, a lot of great moments. We went to Universal together. We saw Louis Capaldi together. We went to Mexico together last year. Like, we've had a lot of great moments, and I'm not going to just bash Mandy because Mandy genuinely isn't some absolutely terrible person. I will say, though, our definitions of friendship is what led to the end of our friendship. So during the past week or past couple of weeks, Mandy and another one of my friends, I'm going to call her Tiana for the video's sake. Her name is not Tiana, but she will know it's her. A, because of the situation, but B, she loves Princess and the Frog, so I'm going to call her Tiana. So Tiana and I are also, so Tiana is my best, like one of my best friends in the entire world. I love that girl so, so much. I actually probably will mention her multiple times. I love that girl so much. So Tiana and Mandy got into a really big fight. I stayed relatively neutral on the situation just for the simple fact it was a fight between two really good friends of mine. I didn't want to get super involved, but I happened to play the role of the messenger. And you know how they say don't kill the messenger? Well, the messenger didn't get killed. No, instead I was told that someone, aka Mandy, wanted to take a step back from the friendship, and I was like, okay, do what you need to do. She felt as if I was like kind of brushing past her feelings, and not just this situation but other previous situations. I was like, you know what, okay, take the space you need. I'm not gonna argue with someone who's like, that's how she feels. I'm not gonna just discount what she's saying. Like, I'm not just gonna ignore that. So we don't really talk. She's sending me streaks. We're sending each other streaks back and forth on like once or twice a day. And then 3 days later, I get a text from her saying, again, all of this is happening on Snapchat. This girl has my number. She could have texted, she could have called, but no, she chose to do it all over Snapchat. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Sends me a text, and she's like, hey, so I actually do want to, I want to have a conversation with you with, when things calm down. Could we talk? A whole week goes by. So we're on day probably, I think like 11 or 12 of this situation. And we haven't really talked. All of a sudden, I am on the phone with a friend of mine. We're going to call him Girly Pop because that is his name in my phone. I'm on the phone with Girly Pop. Him and I are having our own conversation. All of a sudden, I realize I have a text from Mandy, and this is where things go downhill. So she basically tells me that she feels as if she can't come to me for her problems. She feels like I've never comforted her in our friendship. Mind you, her and I have been we have been really good friends for 2 years. We've been best friends. And all this time, she's been like, we've both said that we feel like we can come to each other with things. She has said, oh, you're my person. You're my best friend. Like, you're going to be a maid of honor. Like, you're going to be one of my bridesmaids at my wedding. Like, these are the kinds of conversations both her and I were having, right? So then I don't respond to the message because the message basically ended saying that she can't come to me for her problems, but she feels like she can come to me for happiness, tattoos, and traveling. And that to me just sounds like using a person. And that is where this whole video idea comes in. Because she then goes to reiterate in another response of hers, because we messaged each other about 5 or 6 more times after that, and then eventually I just deleted her off my phone. I deleted her off Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. I deleted her girlfriend's contacts. I completely deleted her out of everything, and I know that seems pretty harsh, but I'm the kind of person, it has taken me years, quite literally a decade, to get to the place where I am now. And when someone disturbs the peace that I have just started to really build in my life, I am one to fix the problem. I will fully say that. And that's no hate to Mandy at all. And you know what? I don't want to sound like I'm just bashing Mandy because, like I said in the beginning, she is genuinely not some just like horrendous person. You know, she has her flaws. I have my flaws. I will not claim that I'm a perfect friend. I will not claim that I'm a perfect person. But here's where I really, because it was my decision to end the friendship. It was my decision. She said that she felt as if I was still an important person in her life. But where I could not get past, and the like the nail, the head on the nail, whatever the term is, was her saying that she feels like I was an important person who she could come to for happiness, tattoos, and traveling. Basically saying, yes, we've been friends for 2 years. Yes, you've been, and she admitted all of this. Yes, we were friends for 2 years. Yes, I came to you for problems and issues. I feel like I can't do that anymore, but I feel like I can use you for basically my own personal happiness. To me, that's not a friendship. What was the point of us being friends for 2 years? Because she said she'd been feeling like this for a long time. What was the point of those 2 years? What was the point of our entire friendship for you to then just drop this bombshell? And it wasn't so much that it was surprising that her and I even stopped being friends, because again, at the end of the day, I was the one who made that decision. And it wasn't one I just took lightly, even though it sounds like I may have. Oh no, I'm losing lighting. It is not one I just took lightly. It was one that was genuinely, because I was feeling guilty in the moment. But then after a day or two, I realized that genuinely, and again, no hate to her, it was a good decision for me. It was one of my better decisions, and one of the things that I've actually done for myself that I think was a really smart thing to do. And it's when it comes, I'm like glitching. When it comes to something like this, when there's such a big difference on a foundational level of a friendship, it's not going to last. You can last, wow, it's not going to last. You're going to, like, you can have a really long friendship, but then it's going to end up basically like this. You know, I feel as if friendship is supposed to be with the person, and it's supposed, I've had something on my shirt this entire time. That's hilarious. Anyway, friendship to me is going through the good and the bad together. When you're friends with someone, you should be able to feel like you can come to them for anything. You can come to them for the good stuff. You can come to them for the bad stuff. You can come to them for advice. You can come to them for their opinion. Like, you should be able to go to this person. Saying you're going to basically have a friend for good times and then have a friend for bad times, to me, that's using a person. That's not a real friendship. And other people that I've talked to about this situation agreed with me. And I'm not just talking to people who I know are going to take my side or tell me what I want to hear. No, I'm talking about friends of mine that I've had for years who will not hesitate to call me out on if I'm wrong. They will call me out in a heartbeat, and they will do it happily. Trust me. Oh, I spit when I said that. Gross. Anyway, so it was honestly tough. I was frustrated. I was pissed. I felt like, and now my dog is of course whining. Anyway, but I kind of felt like that. So nice one, Picky. But it was hurtful. I mean, you're friends with someone for 2 years. You think, okay, you're saying I'm your person. You're saying I'm your best friend, and then you're gonna drop a bombshell like this, kind of out of nowhere, basically. Because it wasn't. It had she mentioned something that she was feeling, that she couldn't come to you for things or her problems months prior, because there had been so many opportunities for her and I to, and we wouldn't have even needed a conversation that went into detail. Also, if you hear loud crap in the background, it's because it's my brother. But we wouldn't have had to have some like crazy conversation. I'm just talking like, even if she just would have mentioned it to me, the outcome could have been completely different. But telling me that you think you can have a friend for just the good times or the bad times, to me, that doesn't make sense. You're not friends then. You're using that person. You're using that person for your own personal gain. And to me, that's not being a friend. And I know that's my opinion. And obviously, her and I disagree on this specific thing. And that is what ultimately, now there's a lot that went into the situation. There's a lot that goes into my decision to stop being friends with Mandy. But at the end of the day, do I feel guilty? A little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I do feel kind of guilty sometimes for, like, I'll have like a little twinge of guilt for ending the friendship, because I know, like, I know how she is. I know a lot about her. I know about I know her thought process of things, and so I know how she can be when there's an important person in her life that she just doesn't have anymore. So in that way, I did feel guilty, and the timing of everything wasn't really great either. But, you know, there's really no great timing for any of it, genuinely. And you know what? I will say, and again, and I'm going to keep saying this because I'll probably mention Mandy again. There's no hate to her. Seriously, none at all whatsoever. But I just think that had I not ended the friendship now, it would have never really picky. I'm trying to do a serious video, but I got this dog just whining in the background. Anyway, I think had I waited any longer and had I stuck around in this friendship, it would have ended even worse. It would have ended in a much more dramatic situation. Honestly, I'm glad I ended it when I did. There's really no great way or no great time to end a friendship, and it always sucks. Friendship breakups are always one of the hardest ones to go with. I know this video is very vague, and I don't really say a lot, but let me just put it this way. I respect the time, and I respect the events and everything I went with Mandy, and, you know, I respect her opinions. I'm not going to say anything super bad about her. I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not going to talk crap about her. I'm not going to do anything. I mean, I will say during the moment, so I was really frustrated while her and I were having our conversation. I will fully admit I did not have the best reaction. But, you know, I wish her the best. I wish her and her girlfriend the best. No hate. I don't think they're ever going to see this. I don't think anyone, except for maybe 5 or 6 people, are going to see this. But you know what? That's all I gotta say. Sometimes relationships, like friendships, you know, they end. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the not so great. I think in this case, at least on my side, I think it's gonna be for the better. And honestly, I think for her it could be for the better because obviously I'm not the friend that she wants. And that's completely respectable. I mean, not everyone's gonna want a friend like me. That's completely understandable. I can respect that. I am not a perfect friend. I'm not a perfect human. I'm not perfect in any way. Neither is she. Hello, I literally have a tattoo that says born to be real, not perfect. Like, so no hate to Mandy whatsoever. I just think at the end of the day, I really truly do believe I made the right decision to end the friendship. I will say I do feel lighter and I do feel a lot more peaceful not being friends, and that I don't want to be that person to say, oh, like that's like haha, I got rid of this person, because it's not really how it feels. But I'm not blaming Mandy for making me feel like this, but that's just how I'm feeling. I do feel lighter. I do feel less, I don't want to say burdened, but I just feel light, and I can't really explain it. But anyway, this has been episode, I think 5 of my Tell Me Why this series. I have plenty more videos coming up in this series, and it's going to be about my dog if she doesn't stop. Piggy! This dog is something else, I swear. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this Tell Me Why episode. There's going to be plenty more in the future. Let me know down in the comments, whatever the frick you feel like it. Honestly, comment what you want. Comment, don't comment, like, don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. At the end of the day, I'm just doing this for the fun of it. If my channel goes somewhere, great. If this series goes somewhere and I can turn it into a podcast, that would be fantastic. But if not, thanks for tuning into this video. I hope to see you in the next, and I hope you check out my previous ones because there's a lot of chaos. Wow. Wow. There's a lot of chaos in those ones too. Anyway, this has been Ray's Corner, and I will see you whenever I see you next.